and Viox show.
Hi guys, I'm here with my first guest ever, no offense to the other ones, that I've been really excited to have on the show. Vogel, I'm sorry. Lowell Rinker is with us today, and I'm not going to tell you who he is or what he does yet because I'll let him tell you, but he's the man. That's all you need to know for right now. Lowell, what exactly do you do at Western?
I'm the Vice President for Business and Finance and CFO, and been at Western for about 40 years, and up until recently was also President of the Spikers Club.
Yeah.
There was a bloodless coup. It was pretty friendly. Catherine Hermson just,
Gave you the boot?
Yeah. Pushed me right out of the way.
Yeah.
But it's cool because I've always had a passion that the Spikers Club need to be represented significantly by former players. Mm-hmm. And, of course, why? Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you, it's one thing to have a fan base support, but when you've got former players that are also part of the fabric of it, I think it makes it all the more richer.
Yeah.
And so we've actually, one of the things we've been trying to do with the Spikers Club is to bring former players into the fold. And I think once former players realize that they're appreciated and the people want to have them pull back into what the program's about, I think it rocks. So.
Well, now that we're talking about it, why don't you tell everyone what the Spikers Club does, Spikers Board?
Well, we've got a little over 100 families that are part of the Spikers Club.
My parents.
Amongst many others.
Yeah.
This is my 13th year in it, so I'm one of the charter members of the Spikers Club Reincarnated.
Yeah.
We had a Spikers Club, an original one before this, going back, but this one has been around for about 13 years now, and what it basically does is it raises funds and awareness for women's volleyball at Western. We work to raise funds through our golf outings and other things that we do, as well as just general donations. We also try to make the community as aware as we can. We do things like drawings and other, things to raise awareness. And that combined with what the volleyball team itself does makes it possible for them to do their once every 4-year international trip, which is incredible. It's a recruiting advantage, I think. It's a character builder. It's a game builder. It's just everything that a program needs. So.
It really is.
So that's in a nutshell.
I also heard a rumor. I don't know if this is true, so you can correct me. Are you the guy who's in charge of calling snow days?
I am.
I am. Hear that, students? He's the one you need to call if you have a big test and you don't want to take it.
I will tell you that I do call the president at about 4:30 in the morning.
Ooh.
I have already been up. If I'm calling him at 4:30 in the morning, I've already been up.
Monitoring the situation?
Yeah, the folks in landscape services in the physical plant facilities management group, they're all over it. They're basically, when we've got a condition where that may happen, it's an all-nighter for them. They bring me into the loop around 3:30, 4 o'clock, and if I call the president, it's not to say, have a nice day. It's to say, I think we need to close, and generally when I explain why we're doing it, he understands. So.
It would be nice to have President Dunn on the speed dial.
Yeah. Well, he's more like when I dial him up at that, he knows what it's about before he answers the phone, right?
Yeah.
He says it's more like, so what do you got?
We see him sometimes in the morning in the spring when we run.
Yeah.
He's working out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I cheer for him and he ignores me.
He's a dedicated runner.
He is.
Yeah,
I think he could probably run faster than I could. Tim Herman could attest to that. Shout out. Okay. Are you from Kalamazoo?
Actually, I'm from Grand Rapids.
That's what I was going to say. So what draws you, why do you, because for those of you that don't know Lowell, he loves Western and the community. Why do you? What draws you?
Well, I tell you, I like Grand Rapids, but Grand Rapids has become almost like a little Detroit. It's grown so much that it's consumed all of the suburbs. Mm-hmm. So if you're downtown Grand Rapids and you want to get to the sticks, you got to drive a long ways to do that. I mean, Kalamazoo, you can still be downtown Kalamazoo in 10 minutes. You're in the sticks.
Yeah.
And I just like that ability. Kalamazoo has, pretty much everything culturally that you would want.
Yes.
But it still has some of the smaller town feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's, whenever you have a university in a town,
It does that.
it brings a lot of the richness to a town. So I love Kalamazoo.
Why get involved with the volleyball team in Western?
Well, that goes back to
Because we're cooler than everybody else.
That's true. It's not a negative that you're cooler than everybody else. But no, actually, the reason I got involved is when Jim Shopper's daughter Kim was growing up.
Hi, Jim Shopper.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Jimbo. Kim was involved in middle school and in junior high school in volleyball, and actually had Western not already had two setters on the roster, she probably would have ended up here. Mm-hmm. But as it turned out, Western was not in need of that kind of talent then. She was on the, I forget which year it was, but she, the Kalamazoo Central State Class A champions in volleyball. Yeah, she was on that team. I think it was their only the state championship. But then she went to Akron and played against Western for these years. I always cheered against her, even though I love her to death. I've known her since she was a little baby. So, in any case, that's really what got me interested in volleyball. So it's been a lot of fun.
It's been fun.
Yeah.